Good morning and welcome to World Tree Dreaming with Anissa Wood. My email, if you would like to send me a dream, is anissawood@worldtreedreaming.com. ANISSAWOOD @worldtreedreaming.com. Today is October 12th, 2016, and today's dream work is going to be a little different. Some people remember really long dreams. Some people have trouble remembering dreams. Some people just remember little fragments. And a lot of times people will say to me, oh, I didn't really dream much last night that I remember. All I had was an image of XYZ. And what people often don't realize is that these little fragments can be very helpful and still provide insight that a longer dream can provide. So one of my listeners actually sent me a whole collection of fragments. So today's session is about dream fragments and how to use them in your everyday life. So let's jump right in. The first fragment is titled Spellcaster. The dreamer says, I was casting spells in a school of magic. It was my last class. I was finished. That's the fragment. That's the whole dream. Her feeling is curious. She was reading a book that included magic spells before she fell asleep. That's her reality check. What she would like to know, is my brain processing the book or is it symbolic for something in my life? Well, we're going to come back to that question because it's an important question, not just for fragments, but for all dreams. Action. Read some more of the book. All right. And the snapper is, it's magic. Excellent. All right, so before I talk about this as if it were my dream, I would like to address the question, is my brain processing the book or is it symbolic for something in my life? This does not have to be an either or situation. The brain is complex. It works with imagery on multiple levels. So an image can work intellectually, it can work emotionally, it can work physically, it can work spiritually. It can also work for our waking life, our sleeping life, and that state in between. So the answer to this question is almost always yes, all of these things. I know some people discredit dreams because they're like, oh, well, I had this image in my dream and it was just like what I saw in a movie yesterday, so that's just my brain taking out the trash. No, you saw a million, billion, trillion, yeah, I know that's not a real number, images yesterday, sounds you heard, interactions you had, things you thought. There's like an uncountable amount of stimuli that our brains receive daily. So if my brain chooses one thing to remember, that thing is very important. I'm not going to discount it because we recognize it. We just used an image that was in our environment. So yes, it's symbolic. Yes, my brain is processing the book. Both things are true. If this were my dream, first of all, I'm in a school with magic casting spells. How fun is that? I mean, we all have that little Harry Potter fantasy, right? But in this fragment, it's the dreamer's last class. I'm finished with this class. So I feel like celebrating that I have put a lot of energy into trusting my intuition and recognizing the magic in my daily life to a point that I know this now. I know how to do it. I'm doing it regularly. I don't have to put a lot of energy into learning it anymore, and I'm going to celebrate that. So this fragment for me is an affirmation of my ability to create magic in my waking life and in my sleeping life all the time. Read more of this book? Yes. And I think the snapper captures the essence of this. It's magic. It's magic. When we're following our instincts and our intuition, when we're using all of the information available to us, life is more meaningful. It feels magical the way things come together, the way we're able to have pattern recognition work for us. Awesome. So that's a snapper. That was hardly any dream material at all, but very inspirational. So let's move on to the next one. Truth summons. I was going to speak in front of a group. A female on the sidelines is encouraging me. I feel I'm being very brave because I'm going to tell this group something they don't want to hear, that we're all connected and they aren't acting appropriately. Interesting. Dreamer's feeling is confused. Again, this dreamer was reading before falling asleep a book that included a truth summoning potion. Oh, that's interesting. I want to know what that book was. What I'd like to know, was this symbolic or was this my brain processing the book? We already addressed that question. Action, make a blog entry. Cool. And snapper is truth or dare. I like that, because daring to tell the truth, it is an act of bravery to speak what we really are experiencing, thinking, feeling, especially to people who we may not perceive as being very receptive to what we have to say, at least initially. So if this were my dream, truth summons. I am being summoned to be a truth speaker in all circumstances. It's time for me to speak my truth regardless of my environment. And this is an important message for us to hear daily. It's an important message for all of us to say what we really think, not in a cruel or hurtful way. Even if it's a hard truth, we can find ways to speak mindfully and compassionately to others. But to be authentic in this world, we have to say what's true. We have to. Yeah. So the dreamer feels very brave in this dream, and it feels like it's a rehearsal for real life. That act of taking the leap to really be who we are in the world. So yeah, yet another very vital and useful fragment. All right, the next one is titled Noah's Ark. The fragment is this. There are all kinds of animals around, wild and domestic, so many, like all the Earth's animals. That's really cool. I would like to have that dream. Feeling a sense of wonder. There's no reality check. My guess is, she recognized the animals. What I'd like to know, is this a reference to my animal instincts? Are these spirit and or totem animals? That's a fun way to think about it. Does my life purpose involve animals? Okay, these questions are amazing. Very, very pointed, very useful questions, as useful as the dream fragment itself, I would say. The action is play with my pets and watch the birds when I feed them, and even watch some animal videos on YouTube. Yeah, lovely. And the snapper is Animal Planet. Interesting. And here's where there's a moment of synchronicity. So I've had this email in my box since August. So I'm a little behind on videos. Sorry, guys. Just yesterday, I saw that, I think his name is David Attenborough, just announced a trailer, or just released a trailer for the new, is it Animal Planet 2? I don't remember the name of it. It's that beautiful nature video. I watched the first one so many times, but it totally connects with this fragment that I'm reading today. So there's a way that life rhymes, and reading these fragments, this is not only meaningful for the person that submitted them, but it works for me as well. All right, so back to the questions. Is it a reference to animal instincts? Are these spirit or totem animals? Does my life purpose involve animals? If this were my dream, I would ask these same questions. I feel how supported I am by all life on the planet, how beautiful and enriching it is to see and interact with the natural world and the beautiful creatures that are in it. And as I support them, for instance, by taking care of my pets, by watching the birds, they also support me. So there's that interaction, that connection between me and all of the creatures around me. Does my life purpose involve animals? Yeah, I don't know how to answer that. For me, I wouldn't necessarily connect it with my life purpose. I don't feel called to be a veterinarian or to work in a humane society or anything like that. But I do feel like there's an element of wanting to take care of the planet so that we can all live long, healthy lives on it. Um, I know there's a lot of loss of animal life right now due to pollution and cruelty, sadly. And so, does my life purpose involve animals in that regard, in terms of my responsibility to take care of this beautiful planet that we live on? Then yes, absolutely. For me, it does. And I would love to think that all those animals were my spirit or totem animals. I would love to think that I was that supported by the wonderful wild world. So thank you for these fragments. I may actually do more fragments in the next video, but for now, I think we're good. Thank you for watching, and please press like if you enjoyed it. I would love to hear from anybody who would like to share their dreams. Either if you want your name read, I will read your name. If you want to be anonymous, that's fine too. And just send your dreams to Anissa Wood at worldtreedreaming.com. It would be nice if you could use the format, but if that intimidates you, don't worry about it. You can just send it any way that works for you. But real quick, title, dream, feeling, reality check, what you'd like to know, what you're going to do about it, your action, and a snapper. So until next time, may your best dreams come true.